Alright, it's time to do a quick ranking of the Evil Dead franchise from least favorite to favorite. And I'm sure my ranking will not be like yours. And I won't be talking too long about each movie because I've already reviewed them. So if you want to hear my full thoughts on these movies, check out my reviews. I'll leave a card for you to check them out. So yeah, let's do this. Starting at the bottom, my least favorite in this franchise is Army of Darkness, the first one I ever saw as a kid. And the reason why this one's at the bottom is because I don't like the setting, the whole medieval vibe. I don't like the comedy in this one, and I don't like how tame it is. It's the most bloodless movie in this very bloody, gory franchise. And I'm a gorehound, so therefore I like this one the least. It's Three Stooges, don't like it, but Ash, he saves it. I only watch it for Bruce Campbell and Ash and his one-liners. If he wasn't in this movie and those one-liners weren't so funny, then it would just be unwatchable. Number 3 will go to Evil Dead 2. This one is basically like a remake of Part 1, but most people see it as a sequel. I see it as a remake. It feels like a remake of Part 1, but it's just way quicker paced and more goofy. And what I like about this one is this is when Ash becomes the character that we recognize with the chainsaw hand, and he gives a better performance in this one. And I like a lot of the effects in this film. They're pretty cool, like that tree thing at the end, and it's just such a relentlessly crazy film. Like there's hardly any downtime. It's very quick paced, like Army of Darkness. They're very short films, and but yeah, like I just wish the comedy would have been less goofy again. But it's not as bad as Army of Darkness. But this one does get a little too silly at times for me. And I didn't like some of the new characters, like Bobby Jones, the girlfriend, and the weird guy with his nasty teeth. Like, I didn't care for them. But yeah, so enjoyable film. Love it. I rate it just the same as my number 2, which is the original, The Evil Dead. One of the first horror DVDs I ever owned, and this one just works for me more because of the tone. It's much more serious. It's got some comedy with Linda, the way she looks as a demon, her giggling laugh that's kind of annoying, like him slapping her around, pushing her outside. Like it's a little silly at times, but it's not so like it doesn't go so far with it like the other ones. It's not so Three Stooges, and it works much more for me. This one's more creepy. I love the atmosphere. I like that this one's the goriest of the trilogy. And I find it very impressive, all the things that Sam Raimi was able to pull off with such a small budget in this one. He didn't have the millions that he had in the sequels. This was only like a few $100,000. So I just think it's terrific for what they had. But my number 1 is the remake. I just think this is one of the most beautiful looking horror movies ever. I love the cinematography of this one. Like, if I ever made a movie, I would want it to look like this one. There's so many amazing shots in this. This one's the most bloody and violent of them all. It's the scariest of them all, and it's the most serious of them all. It's my kind of horror movie. I like horror comedies, don't get me wrong. I just don't like goofy. Like, there's funny and then there's goofy. I don't like goofy shit. Mia in this one, played by Jane Levy, I thought was phenomenal. All the acting in this is pretty good, and just the music is incredible as well. And I still wish that this franchise would have had like a theme, like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, some recognizable, soundtrack. But unfortunately, it doesn't. But I love the music in this one, and it's just such a badass film. Like, it starts raining blood. Like, this movie is probably my favorite remake of all time. It's so fun. I've seen it the most. It's badass, and I even got the shirt for it. I wore it for this specifically. So there you go. That is my ranking of the Evil Dead franchise. Let me know what your ranking is in the comments below. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be.